friends, it's Amanda here, and today's video is a foundation wear test for this Skin Caring Glow foundation from Givenchy. This is, at least in my opinion, a very expensive foundation. It's priced at $55. I purchased this and a couple other items during the Sephora Friends and Family sale. I'll show you the rest of the things I picked up later, but I really wanted to do a foundation wear test today, and let me tell you, this is by far the most grueling conditions I have ever done a foundation wear test where I film check-ins throughout the day. I've definitely worn makeup in more brutal conditions, but not documented it as closely as I did today. It was extremely hot and humid here. We had an excessive heat warning all day yesterday, all day today, and we also had a severe thunderstorm warning, and I was outside just experiencing both of those today while wearing this makeup. So regardless of how this looks close up, let's just take a moment to appreciate the fact that I still have makeup on my entire face. It was over 100 degrees and pouring. I cannot explain to you how bad. It wasn't a long thunderstorm, but it was a really, really intense one. And I was not home during. So shout out to all the makeup products I'm wearing. Before we get into the application demo and the wear test, I just want to remind you, if you've been around for a while, or let you know if this is your first time watching anything from my dry skin playlist, I do have dry skin. I guess now I'm technically considered to be mature skin as well, which is crazy to me. But I'm 37. I definitely have fine lines, wrinkles, sun damage, things like that that we associate more with mature skin. So that's definitely me. And over the past year or two, I've noticed that I have more sensitive skin than I used to. I don't think I would fully classify myself as sensitive skin, like if I had to check a box, but I noticed that more things cause irritation for me now than a year or two ago. According to my esthetician, this is pretty normal as just one of those things that happens with aging, paired with the fact that I have added a retinol into my skincare routine, makes me a little bit more prone to sensitivity than I used to be, but not incredibly sensitive. So that is my skin type. That's what we're dealing with. I'm going to show you from square one. I had done my skincare routine and applied my sunscreen beforehand, but I'll start off with just a close-up look at my bare skin. That way you can see where we're starting. And then I'll show you an application demo and a couple of wear test check-ins. I've now been wearing this for almost 9 hours, so I have a lot of thoughts. Let's get into the application demo now. Like I said, starting off with just a nice close-up look at my skin with absolutely no makeup on. That way you can get a solid idea of what the coverage looks like, where we're starting, what my skin texture looks like without any makeup. I do have just some sunscreen that has been applied several minutes ago so that it has time to sink in before I put any makeup on top, but I'm not going to do any primer. SPF though is just a non-negotiable, especially when you hear about the weather that we're going to be going through today. Here's a look at the bottle. I'm using the shade 2-N120. This has a real glass bottle. It's not plastic. It does have a pump, and the pump seems to work pretty well. I've only used it a couple of times thus far. The texture of this foundation is super lightweight and a very gel-like texture. I'm first going to apply this to only 1/2 of my face. It's a thin layer, but it is one full pump. That way you'll get to see a side-by-side of one layer of this foundation directly next to absolutely no product. This foundation has 30 shades available. The shade range goes from ultra light to light, medium, tan, and deep, and then each one of those different categories of depth has different undertones and intensities. Because this is a lighter coverage product, it can be more flexible with the shades, but I feel like I got a great shade match here. I'm wearing the 7th shade. If you put these in order from lightest to darkest, I'm wearing the 7th one in line. So I do think that is proof enough that this shade range does still lean heavily towards lighter shades. Considering how pale I am, I think that's pretty obvious. From the side by side here, you can see I am getting a little bit of coverage, especially when you notice some of that redness on the no coverage side versus how the foundation side looks. And I also got a decent sort of blurring of some of that sun damage. It definitely doesn't cover it up, but it just helps it blend into my skin a little bit more. Hopefully that makes sense. I do feel like this is certainly a light coverage product, but it did what I needed it to do and it looks like my skin. Enough of my quote unquote imperfections are showing through that it still looks incredibly skin-like. It doesn't look like a mask of makeup, and that's the look that I personally prefer. I like a more natural skin look for me. I know that's not everybody's preferred look. I know that not everybody feels comfortable with a lighter coverage, and I will show you this product layered up a little bit more by adding a third pump of foundation over some areas where I wanted to try to build up just a little bit more coverage. So I did one pump of foundation per half of my face, and then I'm adding a third just over some areas here where I like to, you know, even it out a little bit more. And ultimately, I do feel like I was able to build up just a little bit more coverage, particularly in the under eye area and the center of my forehead there where I have some very visible sunspot, sun damage. So I think that this is a buildable, but I don't think it's ever going to be buildable up to even what I would consider a more medium coverage. This is a solid light coverage, and for me, that's all I'm really looking for. That is my preference. Beyond the coverage, I think the texture and the finish is what I really liked the most about this upon applying it. It looks like fresh, hydrated, really youthful skin. Performance-wise, it's hitting all the right marks for me on first application, but I do want to mention it is very perfumey, fragrancy, and I don't really love that. All right, I'm here for my first wear test check-in. Obviously, I have finished the rest of my makeup. I've been wearing the foundation for about 3 hours now. I have only briefly stepped outside so far today. There's an excessive heat warning where I live. It is so hot and so humid that I feel like this is a good day for a foundation wear test. Just stepped out into the yard to let Maggie out, and it is so hot and humid. It feels hard to breathe outside, but I do have to go run around. I have to take my kid to an appointment. I need to go to the grocery store. Tonight is pizza night. We are making our own pizzas, so I have to go and get ingredients. Gotta take the kids somewhere. We're gonna be out for a few hours, so this foundation is really going to be put to the test in this heat. This was a good time to check in before I really do a lot of outside. That way you can see what this looks like not under extreme conditions after a couple hours of wear. And I have to say, it just looks really, really nice. I did not do any concealer. I did do a tiny little dusting of powder in a couple spots just because it is so hot that I think it's only fair. Under non-wear testing conditions, just in normal wear, that's what I would do. So usually I try to minimize other factors as much as I can, but I did do just a little bit of powder but no concealer. And so far, I think it looks really good. Let's get a really close up on the skin. It looks very smooth and skin-like. I'm just wearing some cream blushes here. I do notice I'm caking up a little bit already around the nose. And to be honest, I'm feeling a little bit itchy in this area. I wonder if it's because this is a really fragranced foundation. So far, I think it looks pretty good overall, especially here where I'm not wearing any concealer. Let's look at the chin. Yeah, so this is really my only problem area. I'm gunking up just a little bit here. Not my whole face, just in this area feels a little like uncomfortable. Could be something else, but we shall see. So I'll be back in a few more hours. We'll see how it holds up. As long as it can stay on, I'll be impressed. See you in a few hours. Wish me luck. Hopefully I don't look super crazy while I'm out running my errands if my face is melting off. All right, see you soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. This is the final check-in. I've been wearing this makeup for almost 9 hours now. I have been through some extreme heat, very, very stifling hot. As soon as I step outside, I start to feel the like sweat looming. Also was caught in a short but very heavy rainstorm. The only things that I've touched up before filming this final check-in are I reapplied some lip gloss and I added a little bit more eyeliner into my lower lash line because that was starting to kind of break apart and look kind of messy. But just side note, I think that my eyeshadow still looks really good, especially considering the conditions that this makeup has been through. I mean, I still have blush on. Can we just talk about how impressive that is? Oh, and I ate really spicy food for lunch too, so I was kind of sweating from that as well. Not a very dry wear test. But I didn't powder, I didn't use setting spray, I didn't touch anything up, just reapplied my eyeliner and lip gloss. So let's take a close-up look. I haven't really inspected my face too much, so I'm interested to see how this is holding up. I think the texture, the skin texture looks really, really good. Definitely not looking cakey. It looks like skin. You know, I clearly have lost a little bit of coverage up here. Obviously, it poured rain on me, so overall, I think the forehead looks pretty good. Got a little bit of product settling into this line, but it's so much more subtle than it usually is, so that's not bad. Let's see the under eye area. Definitely has worn off a little bit. I was wearing sunglasses, so we're gonna see some of that sunglass wear and tear here. I do feel like I lost a fair bit of coverage here. I didn't put any concealer on, so I didn't really expect this area to look super great. Now, from afar, I think it looks fine, but close up, you can tell that we've lost some coverage here. Definitely a sunglass problem, I would assume. The cheeks look beautiful. Really, really good. This looks amazing. The fact that this blush has maintained through all of this is incredible. So I think like the face itself looks really, really nice. Let's inspect the nose. This is always a problem area for me. I usually start to experience a dry patch here, which it maybe looks a little bit dry right here, but not too bad. Let's see how the nose fared. Yeah, we still got a little bit of that nose gunk. I definitely lost coverage on my nose as well. Sunglasses, and it rained on me, so, you know, we lost a lot of this coverage. Let's look at the mouth and chin area. Not bad, honestly. Realistically, any makeup is going to look a little worn out and broken down after 9 hours, especially when those 9 hours are as rigorous weather-wise as my day was today. I can't complain at all. If you don't know what this makeup has been through today, even then, I think it still looks really excellent for 9 hours of wear. And when you do know what it's been through, it looks above and beyond. This is a lighter coverage, more dewy finish type of product. It definitely feels more like a skin tint than a true foundation. It has a very gel-like texture. Texture-wise, it reminds me a lot of this LA Girl tinted foundation. I knew it felt familiar, which I really love, but I think if you have more oily skin or if you're looking for a medium or full coverage, then those demographics are not really going to vibe with this foundation. Personally, those are things that I really like, I look for, I enjoy, and I think, you know, based on this wear test, you can tell that's what really works for my skin, especially for an all-day product. The only thing that I don't like about this is how heavily scented the product is, and it definitely has that perfumey, bougie makeup smell, you know what I'm talking about? The really heavy perfume scent. And I don't love that. I don't mind scented makeup, but I don't want that kind of powdery, rosy, perfumey type of scent. I would much rather smell something fruity or sugary or, you know, I prefer sweet over florals, I guess I should say. I really like this. I like the way it performs. I'm going to use it. I can easily see myself using this up, but I do just wish that it wasn't scented. Now's the time when I want to hear what you think about this foundation. Does this seem like something that would work for you? Are you interested? What types of foundations do you want to see me wear test next? I do have another one on the way, a new foundation. also as a part of my friends and family sale haul. So you will have another foundation wear test very soon, but I always love to hear what you want to see reviewed. I love to hear what you think about things too. So make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Just give me a moment. I'm having a non-alcoholic beverage tonight. This is the Free AF non-alcoholic vodka spritz cocktail, and it is passion fruit and lime flavored. I don't like to drink when it's just me and my kid here by myself. Not that I never will have like one beverage. I don't know. I'm responsible for my kid and I gotta be on my A game and I just don't feel like it. So I'm drinking this. It's really good, by the way. If you're not drinking for whatever reason, this has a hit of afterglow. It's a natural heat extract that mimics the warmth of alcohol without the alcohol. No artificial colors or sweeteners, suitable for vegetarians. So I don't know if you can still drink this if you're like pregnant or something, but if you want to enjoy the experience of a cocktail without having alcohol, like I often do, have one of these. I think it tastes really good too. It kind of tastes like a cocktail. It gives me the whole experience, but without the intoxication, which I enjoy. They're really expensive though, so I don't drink like a lot of them all the time, but whenever my partner's away, bust those bad boys out. Anyway, where was I? You okay, Mags? Maggie doesn't like the storms. It actually is a really strong matching nail game day for this eyeshadow. I gotta go fill up my water. It's so hot. Drink your water. Wear your SPF, drink your water. After 9 errors. Not errors, hours. Some of them were errors. Oh, and I had to change my shirt. This is the third shirt I've worn today. The first one I sweat so much in, and then the second one got drenched in a downpour. I was wearing a hat, like a baseball cap. I like to wear that just for sun protection. So that helped shield my face quite a bit. And I have an umbrella. I live in a place where it rains a lot in the summer, so. This is not a hickey. It is a scar from having shingles. I got them on my neck, on the back of my neck, all down my arm, and some of the rashes left scars. And now it just looks like I have a hickey. I should just start putting makeup over it, but what can you do? What can you do? That does have a little kick to it. Oh, that must be the afterglow thing. Spicy. I like it. I'm a spicy girl. What magic is in this cream blush? It has no business looking this good. No business at all. These are two of the Summer Abroad blushes that Khaki did in collaboration with Finding Ferdinand, and they have been through the ringer today. And I feel like my blush still looks so good. It's not quite as bright as when I put it on, but looks so good. Honestly, I'm in love. Gotta go. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to take care of yourself because you're so special and you deserve it. And I love your face. And I'll see you real soon. Okay. Bye-bye. Bye.